The Dyatlov Pass incident remains a mystery to this day. Although thanks to the internet a lot of small details are being regularly revealed, somehow instead of making everything fall into place, it just keeps making this case even more perplexing. If you are unfamiliar with this case, I suggest you to watch the previous video first, since it explains the key premise as well as some obscure previously unknown information about the Dyatlov's group members. By the 12th of February, the Dyatlov's group should have arrived at the final destination of their journey, the little town that goes by the name of Vizhai, and after completing the task, they should have returned to their native city of Sverdlovsk by the 15th. And it was precisely on the 15th when the first worries about the group have emerged. Igor Krivonishenko, who was the brother of Georgy, and Galina Radosteva, a member of the university's hiking bureau, were the first to raise the alarm. However, not many people listened to their concerns, since it is rather normal to have small delays in the trekking trips of this magnitude. It wasn't until the 17th of February when the worry has really settled in. Feeling that something just wasn't right, Galina Radosteva finally managed to reach her contacts in Vizhai, and much to her horror, it was confirmed that the group has never made it to the town. Raising the alarm, on the very same day, the first search parties were dispatched. In order to cover all the route as quickly as possible, the search teams were sent from both sides, from the town of Vizhai and from the Polytechnic Institute. Curiously, during the investigation, it has been discovered that before heading off on his journey, Igor Dyatlov didn't disclose his detailed traveling route, so the route itself was just known in general. This was most unusual, since before heading out on any trekking trips, all groups are required to deliver a booklet that has detailed route drawn on the map with additional notes and explanations. On the 19th of February, by questioning the family members of the disappeared group, it has been possible to partially reconstruct the route. Spreading this information among the searching parties was initially rather complicated, since they were already scattered in the wild. So, by the 22nd of February, the additional searching groups were formed. Initially, the search effort was carried exclusively by the volunteers of the Polytechnic Institute. However, soon, soldiers, MVD, and even KGB has joined the searching effort. The fact that even the KGB has joined the searching effort so soon was indeed rather curious, since usually searching for a group of lost hikers was below their official priorities. On the 23rd of February, thanks to the help of the Mansi hunters, it was possible to discover whereabouts of some group that was camping near the Auspi river. However, since there couldn't be any other groups apart from Dyatlov's traveling in the vicinity of this lake, the searching parties realized that they have stumbled on the correct trail. Following the Mansi trail, on the 25th of February, the Dyatlov's tent was finally discovered. Perplexedly, the tent was cut open, and around it there were jackets, skis, and other tools just lying on the snow, with most of the equipment still being kept inside, including diaries, personal items, axes, and clothing. But mysteriously, no people nor bodies were discovered in the area. This unusual turn of events perplexed the investigation team, and they immediately started to search along the radius of the tent. The first two members of the Dyatlov's group to have been discovered were Yuri Doroshenko and Georgy Krivonishenko. Their bodies were lying around what appeared to be a hastily made campfire, wearing nothing more than pajamas, which was perplexing enough in itself. Their campfire was located at the bottom of the mountain, which was rather far, over 1 kilometer away from their tent. And, on the way up from the campfire back to the tent, the bodies of Igor Dyatlov and Zinaida Kalmagarova were also discovered. Due to that shocking discovery, on that very day, the mayor of the city of Ivdel has opened a criminal case and wanted to conduct a full criminal investigation of the scene. Apparently, this case was such a big deal that on the 28th of February, a special investigation team was brought together, with Deputy Chairman of Regional Executive Committee Pavlov and the head of Regional Committee Department Yermash taking the charge. KGB and the military was also involved in the search for the remaining group members, and by the 4th of March, the body of Rustem Slobodin was discovered. The location of the remaining members of the group remained a mystery and were found only due to the freshly melted snow. Those members being Lyudmila Dubina, Nikolai Thibault-Brignol, Alexander Kolevatov, and Semyon Zolotaryov. Almost instantly, the operators thought that the group has died of hypothermia. However, taking a closer look revealed that all of the bodies had multiple injuries and traumas, ranging from cuts to internal bleeding. The final verdict at the time was due to the fact that the group members have abandoned the camp while being practically naked, that they succumbed to the elements. However, what caused the group to abandon their tent without picking any of the essential equipment with them remains a mystery to this day and has given birth to a wide variety of speculations and theories. We can explore some of those theories some other day. However, today I would like to concentrate on the ones that are rarely talked about. When the hypothesis about the staged murder was being developed, the Mansi hunters were one of the first people to be under suspicion. Mansi are an interesting tribe that has inhabited the lands of northern Urals for at least 3000 years. They have arrived from the areas of the northern Kazakhstan around 2000 BC, and to this day they have conserved their unique language, beliefs, and their way of life. According to the Mansi shamans, the dead mountain, the Halat Chahal, has an ancient history and plays a vital role in their beliefs of the Great Flood, which wiped out much of the ancient world. They claim that a small number of people managed to survive by waiting on the mountain's top, which back in the days looked more akin to a pyramid. From their legends, the Mansi shamans claim that on Halat Chahal's mountaintop, the survivors were the giants who lived through the first Great Flood and gave birth to the next civilizations thereafter, and to honor the spirits of their forefathers, Mansi have erected a totem at the mountain's top that acted as a guardian. This totem, if it really existed or not, it's hard to tell, since no pictures of it being on those mountains have ever been taken or officially talked about. Some Mansi locals say that Dyatlov's group has violated that sacred place by using that wooden totem as a fuel source, since on the dead mountain there is no vegetation except for moss. For what comes next, there are various down-to-earth theories and some paranormal ones. Some say that the Mansi hunters have decided to punish the group by killing them and then covering their tracks. This connects to the theory and rumors that the bodies of the group members were moved after death until the time when they were finally discovered. A more supernatural version claims that they were killed or scared into fleeing by the mountain guardian, the description of which is rather vague, since it could be either a creature or a spirit, or the flying orbs, which can also be often spotted in taiga. The existence of flying orbs is confirmed, but what are they really remains uncertain. The other theory claims that they have been spooked by the aerial mines which were tested by the Soviet Union near that area around the same date. These aerial mines exploded before hitting the ground, creating shockwaves and burns on the victims. The injuries on some bodies certainly did have severe burns on them, as well as on their hair and clothing. According to some inspectors, when they were checking the photos taken by the Dyatlov's team, there was a picture of something reminiscent of flying orbs in the sky, which could also be exploding aerial mines. That would also explain the sudden interest of the military and even KGB in participating in this case. Another curiosity is that none of the members of the Dyatlov's group left any last words or recordings before passing on. A pen and a piece of paper were discovered in the hands of one of the corpses, but there was nothing written. as if he suddenly ran out of time at the very last moment. And, of course, there are many other versions of the events, ranging from the KGB cover operations, to the fleeing inmates, to the katabatic winds. In 2019, the Russian government has decided to reopen the case, and just 8 months later, in the summer of 2020, has officially closed the case, blaming the avalanche for the death of the group, although no avalanche was previously recorded in that area, and their tent wasn't even covered by snow. What do you think, guys? What are your theories about what actually happened on the night of the 2nd of February? I would really like to discuss it with you in the comment section and hear your opinion. If you enjoy my content, please remember to subscribe and help this channel grow. The next video will be about the Soviet boxing and its peculiarities, techniques, and why was it different from its Western counterpart. So until then, remember to stay strong, stay healthy, and to never neglect knowledge. Peace out.